Apple is a large multinational American company that designs and manufactures a range of electronics and software. Some of their core products include the iPhone, MacBook, iPad, and Apple TV. Foxconn is a Taiwanese electronics manufacturer and is Apple's major supplier in iPhone assembly. Apple's value proposition is to provide consumers with premium high-end products. Apple focuses on designing products that are stable, perform well, and provide consumers with privacy. Apple's business model includes the sale of physical products, as well as subscription services such as Apple TV, Apple Music, iCloud, and more. Apple has been very successful in the Australian economy. For example, Apple's iPhones are the leading products within the Australian smartphone market, and this has been an ongoing trend since 2011.
As a global personal technology giant, Apple's primary consumer target segment includes middle to upper class individuals and professionals that display ambitious behavioural traits. They typically have a need for self-expression, which is what draws them to the innovation occurring at Apple. Initially in their segmentation, they aim to target non-users and potential users in order to create long-term loyalists, building an enduring customer base that they rely on today with each of their new releases. Being based in the USA, Apple also subcontracts to a vast network of suppliers from around the world to help in their manufacturing process. Geographically, they target suppliers based in Asian countries, primarily China and Taiwan, as they are the main manufacturers offering both the capabilities and the competitive prices needed to create Apple's products. Notable suppliers include Suyin and Catcher, although their biggest would be Foxconn. Foxconn themselves target mainly low-skilled workers aged 18 to 25 and undergo a minimal to non-existent vetting process when hiring. These staff merely work as a station in the production line, which makes their lack of skill inconsequential and their vast numbers perfect for the production of Apple goods.
There are a variety of competitors of Foxconn regarding manufacturing Apple products. These include Catcher, Suyon, Pegatron, and Wistron. Whilst Foxconn manufactures the majority of Apple products, other companies such as Catcher are instrumental in producing specialized parts such as metal frames for MacBooks and iPads. However, unlike Foxconn, these competitors have all faced criticism about their manufacturing environment. Apple has stopped sourcing from Suyon for violating their ethics policy. Furthermore, their contract with Wistron is on probation until they take complete corrective action in regard to the safety of their factory environment. Thus, the main thing that differentiates Foxconn from its competitors is that it is a significantly larger company, thus can manufacture a large amount of products for a lower price. Potential of new entrants into the industry. Apple has a large dependence on Foxconn to manufacture their products. Thus, this pre-established and innate relationship could serve as a potential barrier for a new company to enter this industry. However, as Foxconn and other manufacturers have been scrutinized over their ethical and safety practices, there is potential for a new industry entrant if they have improved safety and ethical practices. In saying this, a main factor contributing to manufacturers coming under scrutiny for their working conditions is the amount of money their employees get paid, currently $2 an hour. If Apple was to invest in a new market entrant that increased their workers' pay, it would reduce Apple's profit margin. This is an ethical dilemma Apple must consider. Power of suppliers. The supplier power of Foxconn is high. This is because the large majority of Apple products are made by Foxconn. Thus, if this relationship were to cease, it would be difficult for Apple to find another company as well established as Foxconn that could produce the same scale of products for the same low cost. Power of customers. The power from workers within Foxconn is low because they have no influence over their working conditions. Because the demand for labor is so high within China, workers are willing to work in poor conditions as they are desperate for money and employment. The power of direct Apple customers is also low. This is because they have no bargaining power. All Apple products are the same across all retailers. Furthermore, it makes no difference to Apple if a single customer does not purchase their products because they have such a large customer base. However, the collective power of Apple customers is somewhat higher as Apple attempts to create long-term loyalists who will buy their new release iPhone without having a problem with their old iPhone. This could present as a strong force if these Apple loyalists stop committing to buying Apple products. Threat of substitute products. The threat of substitute products is low. There are many other manufacturing companies, however, none are as well established as Foxconn, and they won't be able to produce the same scale of products for the same low costs.
Strengths of Apple include their brand positionings based on three key elements: innovation, design, and customer experience. These three factors allow Apple to stay ahead of competitors and maintain a strong sense of identity. They build a lifestyle brand by connoting Apple with creative and superior class in customers' subconscious. Their marketing capacities. Apple create mystery and hype around the products. Apple take a new and unique approach, creating excitement by withholding information and teasing it out. It is a clever approach, turning the target audience into loyal fans, making them curious and encouraging them to share what they know. They focus on customer experience. Every customer touch point you a consistent Apple experience by innovating product form factors and function from computing in either your pocket or on your wrist to paying on your purchase to controlling on your home electronics and so on. All of the experience are connected, interacted, and packaged in a singular accessible ecosystem of complementary products. The management qualities. They focus on value, not price. Apple price different products based on different in its value. Apple enjoys one of the highest price point in the industry. The company doesn't get caught up in price wars because they know their values and aren't afraid to price for it. There are also strengths in the supplier relationship between Apple and Foxconn. When it comes to iPhone, Foxconn not only handle manufacturing and meet tight schedules, but it also play an important part in bringing Apple's aesthetic vision to life. It is not an exaggeration to argue that the success of iPhones is dependent on it. Apple's stringent qualities requires compute Taiwanese suppliers to strengthen their technological edge. Apple oversees a central part inventory in real time at Foxconn's warehouse, and Apple's staff are always present at suppliers' plants. In several creative forms, activities are effectively intertwined.
There are two potential threats Apple must deal with. The first threat is the company suffering reputational damage due to the scandals surrounding Foxconn. With there being concerns about the exploitation of employees and unethical working conditions at Foxconn, Apple may be exposed to negative backlash. This is because there is a growing importance and awareness of companies using ethical practices in the workplace. Thus, if they continue using unethical manufacturers in their supply chain, they will continue to be called out for failing to incorporate ethical and social responsibility into their organization. The second potential threat is Apple's overdependence on Foxconn to manufacture its products. Outsourcing manufacturing processes means that Apple gives up a measure of control in aspects such as quality. Additionally, with manufacturing processes being located in China, Apple is faced with the potential threat of manufacturing disruptions similar to the ones experienced when COVID hit, and Apple saw a loss in stock value due to the late launch of the iPhone in 2020.
With a deep understanding of the existing challenges, we can formulate possible actions to mitigate and minimize the effects of these problems. The first action that can be undertaken is for Apple and Foxconn to negotiate and propose a new contract, which entails industry and global standards for working conditions within the plant. For many years, Apple has been scrutinized for continuing to work with Foxconn, even due to their poor working conditions. Thus, by implementing a new contract, this will transform the negative publicity into positive publicity for Apple and Foxconn. As India is a significant market, and with Apple having a low market share within this, it'd be in their interest to increase manufacturing in India. There are four main ways to capitalize on the Indian market through a supply chain. The first is to expand Foxconn aggressively in India. The second, Apple could merge and acquire with Foxconn, then expand within India. The third, acquiring a mobile manufacturing company such as Lava within India. The fourth, launch their own manufacturing company in India. Ultimately, through our decision matrix, we believe that we should continue with the strategic partnership of Foxconn and Apple. This is the best option for Apple to grow and attain market share, which allows for remarkable opportunities to grow simultaneously with a rising middle class and provide significant shareholder value.